I'm not actually sure if I liked Homer the Whopper or not. There were some good bits in it, but there were also some pretty dull bits as well. This is the first episode of the 21st season of The Simpsons, directed by Lance Kramer, and Comic Book Guy has written a comic book. In fact, he's written over 300 comics about his superhero everyman. And I have to say, the superhero sounds awesome. It has the ability to absorb the superpowers of the superheroes in any comic book that it touches. Kind of lives into my fantasy of making books come to life. And if a production company buys the rights to the film and hires Homer to be everyman, and he has to lose weight to play the role. And it begs the question, why didn't you just get a different actor? But never mind, he's committed, and it's unclear whether or not he'll be able to continue playing the role. And honestly, that's it. Nothing else happens. There's not really a subplot, and I actually interestingly mentioned recently that sometimes we don't need subplots in The Simpsons because the main narrative can carry itself and subplots are just padding. This one kind of needed it because while I liked a lot of the remarks about Hollywood, about the film industry, about Homer's personal trainer and how he helps Homer and then leaves so that Homer falls off the wagon and then is forced to pay for his services again. Yeah, I think all of that's quite interesting. But the actual episode itself was just so dull, and I feel like I would have liked more Comic Book Guy as well. He's in it a decent-ish enough amount, but honestly, not nowhere near enough for my liking. And that's all the thoughts I have. This episode I should have loved. It should have been something I adored. I love cartoons and animations about the film industry or TV shows. I just think those sets are always so fun to see in animation. But this one, it was just boring. Nothing happened. Homer was really likable all of the way through it. I really felt for Homer, which is something that's not always the case. So I guess credit where it's due. Homer was very... I mean, I never don't like Homer, but, sometimes he's only got himself to blame for certain things and he doesn't always have the best attitudes or behaviours, but actually it was easy to side with Homer through all of this, and that was quite a nice experience. I feel like Bart should have been in it more. His father playing a superhero, Bart definitely could have had more involvement. It was just flat. It had nothing to offer. There were a few good bits here and there, but honestly, I don't get it. It's missing something, and I don't know what it's missing. Maybe comedy, maybe a decent narrative structure, maybe more involvement from certain characters where I feel they were lacking. It's not terrible, because there are some bits that I liked, but I think this could have been far, far superior. And unfortunately, it didn't meet my expectations.